The Dead Sea, a natural wonder that has enchanted people for centuries, has finally disappeared, leaving behind a vast expanse of salt flats and desolate wilderness. But that's not all. Something else has emerged from the depths of this once vibrant sea, a mysterious and unsettling entity that defies explanation. Experts are baffled by this sudden transformation, and many are wondering what it means for the future of our planet. Let's take a close look at what is happening. The Dead Sea is well known due to its mentions in the Bible. All refer to it as the Salt Sea, but other passages call it the Sea of the Plain and the Eastern Sea. Located close to where the Dead Sea narrows to the south, the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah were annihilated by a firestorm. Because of the tar pits at its southern end, the historian Josephus referred to it as Lake Asphaltitis. In the Talmud, the rabbis refer to it as Sea of Sodom. The modern Israeli name for this body of water is Yarn Hamalach, which translates to Salt Sea. The Dead Sea, despite its popularity, is fairly small in size. In 1930, it had a paltry 370 square miles of land, making it smaller than Los Angeles. It measured 50 miles in length and 11 miles across at its widest point, but its average depth was almost 1,000 feet and held 75 cubic miles of water. The land there was located 1,283 feet below sea level. The beach of the Dead Sea is the lowest point on dry soil anywhere in the world. What factors are contributing to the evaporation of the Dead Sea? The precipitous drop in water levels of the Dead Sea is due to a confluence of reasons, the majority of which are the product of human activity. The decreasing flow of water in the Jordan River, which once supplied water to the Dead Sea, is most likely the important factor. The Jordan River, which was once a significant watercourse, is currently in the process of gradually dying out. This is due in part to the development of new dams in Jordan and Syria, which are limiting its water supply, as well as the expanding human population in the Middle East, which adds extra strain to the region's already strained resources. In addition, Jordanian and Israeli manufacturing facilities are to blame for a sizable piece of the problem, because they are depleting the water supply of the Dead Sea to harvest the minerals that are there. It's shocking, but only this one factor accounts for 20% of the annual loss of water in the Dead Sea, but there are many others. Add to this a political climate that is riven with divisiveness and self-interest, which is impeding any type of multilateral cooperation to tackle this water catastrophe. And it is easy to see how serious the situation is going to get shortly. Just how terrible is it? It's not great. The sea level is currently declining at a rate of more than 1 meter or 3 feet every year, and it has decreased by a total of 40 meters since Israel was founded in 1948. According to information gathered by the Geological Survey of Israel, the rate at which this change has been occurring since 1976 is speeding up with each passing decade. The impact of these changes may be seen in stark relief in the popular vacation destination of Getty, which is located on the coast of the Dead Sea. When the main building, souvenir shop, and restaurant were being constructed in the latter years in the 1980s, the water would splash against the walls of the main building. The resort is now located 2 kilometers away from the water's edge. It was compelled to purchase a specialized railway to convey tourists to and from the seaside resort where it is located. Sinkholes have begun to appear along the coastline of the Dead Sea as a result of the water level dropping, and there are currently approximately 6,000 of them. According to Dr. Gideon Baer, the head of the GSI division studying the Dead Sea, it is estimated that 500 new sinkholes occur every year. This represents a shocking average of more than 1 sinkhole per day. These are causing irreversible changes to the landscape, which is detrimental to the success of local businesses and may, in many years to come, render the area inaccessible. The fact that all of the water won't suddenly vanish is a piece of information that provides some measure of comfort. According to Kevin Connolly of the BBC states, "The science of saltiness and saturation means that the Dead Sea will eventually reach a point of equilibrium where it will stop shrinking. This point of equilibrium will occur when the sea reaches a level of salinity and saturation that is equivalent." Samir Mahadin, who lives at the southernmost point of the Dead Sea, has fond memories of the time when the shoreline could be seen from the porch of his home. It used to take only 10 minutes to get to the water's edge, but now it takes an hour of hiking across terrain that is cracked and crusted with salt. The Dead Sea is losing water at an alarming rate. Sinkholes that swallow up homes and roads are being created as a result of the biblical body of water that is located between Israel and Jordan, which is retreating at a rate of more than 3 feet per year. This is causing the rich beachside scenery that the tourism industry relies on to become a thing of the past. It is said to be the saltiest sea in the world. One school of thought maintains that it will be extinct by the year 2050, while another contends that it will never be eradicated but will continue to exist at a much smaller scale. There is a glimmer of hope, but it comes with a huge price tag. A $1.5 billion project to build a desalination facility in Jordan to transform water from the Red Sea into drinking water, while pumping the remaining salty brine into the Dead Sea. This discussion has been going on for the past 20 years, but there is a glimmer of hope after all of these years of discussion. Within the next few weeks, there will be meetings to finalize the technical details and its design, which will be a significant step forward for the project. The Old Testament and the Quran both make mention the Dead Sea, which lends religious significance to this location for Christians, Jews, and Muslims alike. The Dead Sea Scrolls, which are thought to be one of the earliest known copies of the Hebrew Bible, were discovered in this region. Additionally, a portion of the Jordan River approximately 6 miles north of where it flows is believed to be the location where Jesus Christ was baptized. However, the sea is not receding without leaving behind a trail of destruction, as approximately 6,000 sinkholes have appeared. "Even the devil is not here," said Ishak Alguza, a water management and environmental engineer, as the parched ground that was once submerged crunches and shatters like breaking tiles beneath his boots. "Even the devil is not here," he said. "Even the devil is not here." Both in Jordan and on the Israeli side of the sea, the high cost of sinkholes has grown more obvious in recent years. At least 2 of Israel's beaches and 1 tourist resort have been forced to lock their doors, and large portions of Highway 90 have been swallowed up by the ground. As they see the land fall apart around them, residents of the community of Getty have become activists and are demanding assistance. They feel that their government has abandoned them, says Clive Lipchin, head of the Transboundary Water Management Center at the Arava Institute in Israel. They feel that their government has abandoned them. The reduction of the level of the Dead Sea can be attributed to a wide variety of factors, including the construction of dams and the extraction of minerals. The contentious politics of the region are woven into every one of them. "This is a man-made catastrophe," said Alguza, who is a project manager with EcoPeace Middle East. EcoPeace Middle East is a non-governmental organization that works with authorities from Jordan, Israel, and Palestine. The Jordan River and several other smaller streams contribute to the replenishment of the sea. The flow of the Jordan River has decreased by more than 90% from its recorded peak, according to Ali Suba, the General Secretary of Jordan's Water and Irrigation Ministry. Israel has constructed dams upstream, which has significantly reduced the flow of water into the Jordan River. Syria has also constructed dams along the Yarmouk River, which has severely reduced this flow. According to the data provided by Jordan's Ministry of Water, the volume of rainfall in 8 of the 10 years between 2004 and 2014 was lower than the average, which deprived rivers and aquifers that are dependent on it. In the pursuit of satisfying consumer needs, one of the sources that are being depleted is groundwater. A professor of hydrogeology at the University of Jordan named Marwan Al-Ragad stated that the deadsea aquifer, which is located approximately 1,093 yards underground and supplies water to the Dead Sea, may run dry in as little as 50 years. In addition to the sources being cut off, the rate of saltwater evaporation due to natural causes is very rapid. As a result of climate change, it is anticipated that by the end of this century, temperatures in the region would increase by 5 to 11 degrees and rainfall will decrease by 30%. Mineral extraction is a significant sector in the area, and it is also hurting the environment. Companies on both sides of the border are responsible for pumping an annual amount of seawater that is believed to be 61.3 billion gallons. However, many believe that quantity to be significantly greater. The water is collected in pools so that it can evaporate, leaving behind valuable substances such as potash and bromine, among other things. After the sea level dropped, it left behind an infertile, salty land that, when dissolved by fresh water, became unstable and collapsed into craters. This land was left behind. According to Mahadin, who is now 55 years old, the air does not contain as much humidity as it did several decades ago, which requires him to purchase water to irrigate his crops. According to him, around 1/4 of the farms in the area have either been sold or have ceased operations entirely. A pipe dream. The concept to construct a canal connecting the Dead Sea and the Red Sea would appear to provide solutions to several problems, including easing the shortage of fresh water in the region, restoring the natural levels of the Dead Sea, and establishing a strong foundation for peace and cooperation among Israel, Jordan, and the Palestinians. Because Jordan and Israel are currently in the process of renegotiating an agreement to share land and water that was included in a peace treaty back in 1994, such collaboration is essential. It has been suggested that politics are to blame for the protracted nature of the debates, that have taken place over the past 2 decades. Nevertheless, there have also been many technical obstacles. One of these is the possibility that water brought in from elsewhere could alter the chemical composition of the Dead Sea. Studies predict that up to 105 billion gallons of water may be pumped into the sea annually without causing any harm. However, any more water than that would run the danger of causing the creation of algae or gypsum, which would cause the water to turn a milky white color or lead to the formation of crystals on the top. According to the director of the project, Nabil Zubi, Israel and Jordan will each be responsible for paying 1/3 of the total cost. This will be accomplished with the assistance of a grant from the U.S. government, as well as loans from the European Commission, the French Development Fund, and the Italian and Spanish governments. The remaining 2/3 would be paid for by private businesses and individuals. Following several setbacks, Zubi stated that the project is nearly ready to be opened to potential bidders. However, a few technical details still need to be worked out. The earliest that construction could start is sometime in the first half of 2021, and it would take around 3.5 years to finish. After the completion of the second phase of the project, an additional 30.4 billion gallons of brine will be pumped into the Dead Sea. The first phase of the project will produce 62 billion gallons of brine. However, experts say that 10 times that amount is required to stabilize the sea, which means that the amount contributed by the Red Dead would be insignificant. According to Lipchin of the Arava Institute, a backup plan is necessary for industries such as agriculture, tourism, and others that would undoubtedly suffer. He contends that the political squabbling and excitement around the Red Dead initiative are both frittering away valuable time. According to Fatih al-Hawaimal, an elected government official for the territory in Jordan that lies south of the sea, there is little time to squander because of the area's significant religious, political, and historical significance. He stated that the responsibility to save the Dead Sea falls on the shoulders of the entire world. That's all for the video today. We will be right back with more such amazing content. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.